What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. So today, just want to do a quick recap of my day, trade I took for the day. See here, slightly red on the day, and I'll show where that came from and why it ended up being like that. So heading to the day today, starting off on the hourly, kind of getting a better idea of where we were. We've been in this balance for the last 4 days, which just means you can see the high of the range here, low of the range here. So when we're in these conditions, I typically like to fade the extremes, and we opened up near that low, pushed up near that range high later, which is actually where I ended up taking my trade. So as we pushed up, we saw strength on the open, broke out of an hourly trend line as well. Had this from the pre-market, got a nice break of it. Was looking ideally for an entry on this fair value gap on the actual break of this, but the price action was just a little messy here, so didn't get an entry. I saw proper RR, so waited for a little bit further of move up, and we got a second fair value gap formed right here. As we moved up, got the retest of it on this candle here. I did take my entry here, and just again a little bit more context, this was that range high, this was that range low, the hourly. So was looking to get an entry to scalp up into this range, have it act as a magnet. Pre-market high was right there as well, so want to see both of those levels get used as a magnet. Just remove that. So took my entry right around here, got a nice move up, but when I take these high day, in this case since it's an upside play, high day is typically my first trim. So as we moved up, got pretty close, about 25 cents away from it. So I was decently in profits, probably 25% in profits, and this came right before that high day point and pulled back hard, and ended up, I moved my stop up. Originally it was below here, and I moved it up and took probably about a 0.7 R loss, a little bit less. I was initially risking I think like 54 bucks. So moved the stop up. Ideally was looking for that high day, keep the R to R in a spot that makes sense for me. Just didn't quite reach it. Could have adapted a little bit better, and looking back now, when we got that move up here, we found some decent selling around this 495.3, and when we came back up to it the second time, you can see as well we had this trend line that we had broken, that we were retesting as well. So we were maintaining our trend line, which kept me still interested in the play. But what I should have done a little bit better, looking back at it now, we found some selling at this 495.3, and when we maintained this retest and got this push up, this is where we should have seen buyers step in. And when we found selling here again, that was a bit of a red flag. So at least once we start failing back below this candle, should have just de-risked a little bit and just left that stop for that half size position, taken off half, just to de-risk a little bit above break even. Just didn't really see that in the moment. Wanted to give this a chance to run. It was still maintaining along this trend line here, so wanted to give it a chance. Once we started to fail back below here, just got out, took my small loss on it, moved on. So I don't think it's a bad trade even now, looking back at it. I'm not going to sit here and just say, oh, it's a terrible trade. I still think it still was a good trade, had good rationale, same type of setup I'd take. Just didn't play out today, which is part of the game. So another setup that I didn't take, it was just a little later in the session, but you can see here on the SPY, exact same thing that I was looking for, a little bit different price action wise. But if we look at the SPY, we had this nice little break of this trend line that we had. It was really choppy earlier, so I wasn't really looking for the SPY for any entries, just because the early chop we got. But see the same thing here, fair value gap came down, retest on this candle, nice push up through the high day, gave a good scalp. So that was exactly what I was looking for on the Qs. We just didn't quite get that high day, but you know, same idea. You just gotta live with the results. Again, don't love letting green trades turn red, but in this case, just stuck to my price targets, was using the high day and the pre-market high, or this zone if we saw weakness there as the price targets. It just didn't work out today. You know, same setup that I usually take though, so I'll live with it. That's going to be it for me today. Just wanted to do a quick little recap. Appreciate you guys for coming. See you in the next one. Peace.